Okay, so let's get started with the ingredients that you're going to need for this. First, you're going to need a baking stone or a cookie sheet, something to put your food on. Then you're going to need a bowl to mix everything up, and of course a spoon. You're going to need a pound of ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken. This is ground beef. I do add a little bit of salt and pepper as I cook it to give the meat a little bit more flavor. Or you can also use, if you don't eat meat, the Boca crumbles. Those would be easy to use. Then you're going to need a teaspoon of garlic. This is minced garlic. Then you're going to need a teaspoon of chili powder. You're going to need a tablespoon of seasonal or something like seasonal, adobe seasoning, whatever you prefer. This is one small onion, diced and chopped. And then you're going to need 4 cups of, this is sharp cheddar cheese. This is what we prefer, but you can use any kind of cheese you would like. Then you are going to need 2 cans of jumbo buttermilk biscuits. And before you start mixing everything, you want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Okay, so first you want to mix everything together. So you want to add your ground beef in first. Make sure your oven is preheated to 400 degrees. Then I am going to go ahead and add my onions in. And then your seasonal, or whichever seasoning you prefer. Then you're going to add your teaspoon of chili powder. And then to finish off, you're going to go ahead and add your teaspoon, excuse me, of minced garlic. And I'm really hoping that the heater isn't very loud. If it is, then I'm going to have to fix it next time, but I really don't know how it's going to sound on the camera. So you have all of your ingredients in there. Now you just want to go ahead and start to stir a little bit. And we're going to add the cheese in here in a second. Stir it really well. You're going to make sure that seasoning gets all over your ground beef. And the reason that you don't want to add the seasoning before, like as you're cooking the ground beef, is this way you're going to have a little bit more flavor as you're eating it. And the garlic is going to melt into the little cheeseburger pockets as it cooks. Now you're going to go ahead, after you've stirred for a little while, add in your 4 cups of cheese. This makes it really cheesy and good. If you're not a fan of cheese, which I don't know who is, or who isn't exactly, but, or if you just are watching calories or something like that, you can add 2 cups, but I find this gives it much more flavor. And in this house, we love cheese. So just go ahead and stir all that together. Okay, for the next step, you're going to go ahead and have your biscuits ready. And you also want to have a cup of water or a bowl of water and a fork. And I am going to go ahead and cut these in half. The reason that I am doing that is because we're using the jumbo biscuits. You want to flatten them out a little bit. You can just use your hand, that's fine. And I'm going to do a couple at a time. Okay, so from here, you're going to want to take your water and add it to the edge of your biscuits. This is just going to help them stick together. Okay, so once you have all the water on, you want to go ahead and start to add a little bit of meat, your meat mixture, on top. You want to take your other biscuit and go ahead and press it and pull it if you have to on top of this one, the one with the mixture on it. You may have to pull it to stretch it a little bit. Then you want to take your fork. Then you want to take your fork, dip it in a little bit of that water, and you want to go ahead and crimp the edges. And then just take them and put them on your whatever you're using to bake with. So once you have them stuffed and filled, you're going to be looking at something that looks like this. And you're just going to want to pop these in the oven. Check them every 5 minutes. They're typically going to go for about 15 minutes, a 400-degree oven. Okay, so these were in for 10 minutes, and as you can see, they will brown on the top, and they should look something like that in the middle, and they are so yummy, and all the cheese is melted and the garlic is melted. And for this recipe, you're looking at about, I'd say about 200 to 300 calories. 250 to 300 calories per little pocket. So if you want to, cut down on your calories, you can have a side salad and just have one of these, or two. It's up to you. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Let me know how yours turned out, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye.